Hey guys, welcome back. School started now. It's towards the middle of August. Don't have as much time to work on hot rods and things, but still moving forward. It's kind of my therapy after school gets out, give me some time, downtime. The Smoky, my dad's 50 year flip around here, got him into the carport. Got some stuff piled on him there because we don't have a lot of room, but there's the front fenders. Got everything here. Have the body cart all ready to go. I'm going to weld in, sometimes this is from Eastwood, so I'm going to weld in some latches over here for strap tie downs, ratchet straps to ratchet it down, and then take the body off the chassis and then roll the chassis into the garage. But before I do that, I have to get the green weenie sold, which is our 52 Ford truck, so I have room. A little extra money to do this, not a little, but I'm going to need extra money and move things forward. It's kind of hard because the truck's been with us for years. Last video I talked about the green weenie, posted on my channel, so while it's here, no one's purchased it yet. I've continued sanding. I'll show you guys what I've been doing here. I'm taking it down so it looks a little more like one complete project, not a partial project with part of it being yellow. Thankfully, my father didn't take it down to bare metal when he put the yellow on, and I've been able to very slowly, taking different grits of sandpaper, been able to take the yellow down and reveal as much of the green as I can. I'll put some turtle wax on it once I get sanded down with 2000 grit. And you can see here, there is green under all of it. I'll go through and show the different grits that I use, and it's a slow, timely process, but I really like the look. The green was beautiful. The front turned out really nice. There was some Bondo, but the whole truck is solid steel. Solid steel. There's only rust in a couple little places, and I used this Vht Rust Converter. It's really hard to get just one of these bottles. You have to get it on Amazon on a case for like 6 of them, so I'll be getting that next month. But it's really nice because instead of it turning it black, most of them just turn it black. This turned it almost a brown, kind of a suede with really, really cool texture to it. Not texture, but different colors in it. I like it a lot, and what I'm going to do is I'll end up clear coating that so it stays the same. My other thought would be, if I didn't take it down, if the green wasn't there, I would have taken the whole thing down bare metal because it's a solid truck. And I've seen a couple F1s that people have taken down to solid metal, and they look really cool. And then putting the chrome and stainless back onto it, they look really nice. I have the running boards. I redid those, shot those with the Rust Converter as well. But I ended up shooting it with a Duplicolor, and it turned it a black. I used the Duplicolor here because I didn't have any more, and you can see it turned it more of a black color than the brown. This is using the VHT. You can see it's more of a brown, almost kind of a gold suede color. This, once again, the black. This was the Duplicolor, which it says it's going to turn it to a black primeable surface, so I'll end up getting this Bondo out right there. And that kind of gold tan is from the VHT. So I have to finish up both the fenders. This is VHT again, right along here. So I have to finish up sanding the fenders, and then you can see the door here. I started doing the door as well. I'll start taking this door down. It's a long process. It takes time, but it's nice to just get out here and listen to something on the iPhone and get away from computers, and gives me a chance to just relax and do some work. The truck is really nice. You can see there's still green here. I'm excited to see what it looks like, and as far as I get until someone purchases him, I'm going to put another master cylinder in. It has a new master cylinder, but for some reason the front seal seems to be leaking, so I'll put another one in. And I don't know, I'm debating on if I want to start sanding in here. I think it would look really nice. A brand new seat. Gosh, now it was back in the mid-'80s that it was redone, but it's never been used, and the truck's been in storage for years, out of the rain and everything. So yeah, it's new. It was reupholstered and then put in, and that was it. Engine the same. Engine's been running. We've run it, but hardly has any miles on it at all. Anywho, so that's kind of what's going on. I love these old trucks. There's the one key slot on the passenger side. No key slot on the other side. So I'm going to keep working on them today. And there's a couple boxes up at my dad's house in Mariposa. I'll be heading up, I think, in a couple weekends to go do some painting up there. I'll grab those. I think he has some extra parts, some more stainless and things like that. We have, I talked about in the other video, lots of chrome that was redone for him and all sorts of stuff. So I'll be working on him until he sells, and then I'll be working on Dad's. Oh, really cool. Might have done a video on this, I don't remember, but was able to talk to the guys at Art Morrison, and I did order the Art Morrison center section for Rusty, so that's ready to go onto his frame. Have the full Ride-Tech coilover suspension for him ready to go, and the street grip for Grandpa D, which is sitting right here, that needs to go on as well, that I've had for, gosh, almost 3 years now that I haven't put on yet, because I need to take the bed off and I need to do a leaf spring to trailing arm conversion, which I have all the parts. The only thing I have left to do now is, I don't even know where I put it, but I have the, there we go. I have the new, I have the rear end from the donor truck there was a long bed and also had trailing arms. So it has the perches for the trailing arms already welded onto it and everything. So debating on if I want to have it shortened a little bit to put wider tires in the back or just get it done. So have to have that rebuilt and painted, and then figure out if I'm going to put disc brakes in the back and then get the brake lines, and then that should be pretty much ready to go. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, please check it out. He has some great stuff on there, especially for C10s. If you're talking about C10, you want to do an LS swap, which I will be doing down the road, or doing the trailing arm, leaf spring to trailing arm conversion, man, his videos are invaluable. And the same with Half Rod's builds. His videos are invaluable. I'll be going through them as I'm building my dad's 55 and mine. Everything from showing you the right places for the ground straps on a Tri-5 Chevy to the correct bolts. I mean, he's just phenomenal. He's very detailed, does a great job. And Montana Garage. Those three guys, I definitely frequent their websites a lot with, or their YouTube channels with the things that they're doing. I'll be putting mini tubs in both of these vehicles, my 56, my dad's 55. When time permits, I get on weekends and get the green weenie sold. So that's kind of what's going on. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll shoot another little video at the end of today and show you guys how far I got on the sanding. Well, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. Next month I'll be doing a little video on this. I know some of you guys I've seen or I've watched your videos on YouTube, your channels, that you have a tablet or a phone running your fuel injection or other things where you need to use your phone in a hot rod or somewhere that is metal and you want to attach a phone or a tablet to it. I came up with this little thing. It's really not that expensive at all. It's pretty cheap, actually. You can get all the parts on Amazon. I'll show you guys where to get them, and I'll show you what it looks like here. So I'm going to be building some of these for one of my friends, or a couple of my friends actually. They're magnetic, so both sides are magnetic. Okay, and the back of your cell phone, you put a little magnetic piece on, and you can use it. There's another little adapter that goes into the vent for your regular cars, but for any hot rod that has, and I know this looks funky color, but the other ones all have black. If you have a hot rod that has a steel dash, or anywhere like in Grandpa D, I put it up on the A-pillar, and it just sits right there, and then my cell phone's right there, or I can put it directly to the roof because I don't have cloth on the roof there, and it sits. Now, what I use for this, I've used a couple different types of adhesives and run into problems with different ones. This is the one that seems to be working the best right now, and it's plastic bonder from JB Weld. I've used the other JB Weld. It worked for a while, and then it ended up cracking off, and I had to sand it down. It won't look all buggered like this when I do it for my friends. It'll look really nice. But It works great. It holds a cell phone or any tablet. You could use multiple of these with a couple different, these magnets are really strong, and you can rotate it any direction you want. So if you've got it sitting somewhere, you can use either end if you wanted to put these on. So yeah, just depending upon how you want to attach it, you can. So I'll go over these, creating these guys or making these guys on another video next month. I'll put this together so you guys can see it. All right, back to sanding. Hey guys, I thought I'd show you a little bit of my sanding hot rod archaeology. So what I'm doing is the primer that was put over, thankfully, when my dad painted this originally, he sanded down, you know, high areas ended up getting sanded down to bare metal, but the parts that weren't high, he sanded down a little bit, and there was still some of the green, kind of the turquoise left underneath. So what I'm doing is I'm knocking down the yellow. Once I knock down the yellow and the primer that he had underneath it, which is this primer here, then I'm using 220, 320, and then a 2000 grit to go over and retain as much of the pre-existing turquoise as I can. So I thought I'd go over, show you guys a little bit of that as I move forward here. So I'm just wet sanding it, and as I do this, it starts to reveal the turquoise that's underneath. Now there are some areas like the white here that were the original primer from the factory, and I can't do anything about those areas not having the turquoise because they didn't have the turquoise when I started. But any area that did have turquoise under the primer, I'm very, very careful not to sand or burn through the turquoise or the green in those areas. So just slowly in a cross-hatching pattern. I do use a block, here's my block, okay, and go over the areas that are larger surfaces. And then when I start to get to a high area, then I have to do a little bit of this real refined sanding to try to get just the area that I want to come down so that I don't continue to burn through the green or turquoise that's there. And as you can see, the turquoise is starting to come through right here. There we go. And then I stop on that area and I'll jump down. Now I know the ridges of my fingers will burn in differently into the paint, but if I go on a real fine grit, and then when I see an area like this, I'll just lightly sand around it and leave it. This area right here, trying to retain as much of the turquoise as I can, and then move on to the next area here like this. Let's see if I can get through this area. It looks like we've got some, when it was originally sanded, or when it was sanded for the yellow paint, that it went into the white primer, the factory primer below the green there, so I can't do anything about this spot here, but I can reveal the green around it as I'm doing right down below here. Some water on here. And it's painstaking, but for me it's kind of therapy. Sitting in front of a computer and talking to my wonderful students all day, which I do have the best students in the world, I've got to admit that. But since I teach computer programming and it's all tech related, it's really nice to come out and do tactile things and see something unfold right before your eyes. To me, it's a wonderful thing. So very therapeutic to just come out and work. I know it's a lot of work, but it's good work. No one ever said work had to be easy, but they didn't say it had to be bad. Depends on your attitude, right? Life's a bull attitude. You want to eat good stuff, not bad stuff. So as long as you have a positive attitude to come out, you know you're doing it for what you want to do and you enjoy what you're doing, and hey, we live in America. We're blessed with the opportunity to choose what we want to do, right? So here we go. And as you can see, it takes a little while, but starting to take that primer off. The hard part is when I'm knocking down the yellow paint, because the yellow paint's pretty hard. I have to use like an 80 grit, and I don't want to burn down in. So the minute I start to see the gray, I jump off the 80 grit in that area and focus in. The hard part is like this area up here. This had a lot of Bondo on it. My dad was to try to smooth out, which made sense. I understood, you know, trying to get it nice and smooth. She was going to put down a really beautiful paint job on it, but since that didn't happen, I had to take that old primer, and some of the old primer, just, you know, materials have changed over the years, had rust forming on the bare metal. So I had to take it down. Anywhere that I found bare metal where there was any bit of rust coming through, I took it all the way down the area around it, and then I'll shoot that with the rust converter. And then, like I said, I'm probably just going to shoot a clear over it because I really like this look. I mean, whoever buys the truck, they might not want that. They might want to do something else, or they might want to leave it or take it down to bare metal, which would be beautiful as well. But to me, it's always had the green. I love the green color of it. And I don't know, I'm a big patina guy, so Mother Nature did it, and well, I guess I'm kind of working with Mother Nature here. So, all right, well, I'll jump back at the end of the day when I'm done with everything and show you guys what I've completed. Thanks, guys, for checking this part of the video out. So not bad, finished up today. Ended up getting the rest of the fender done down here, which is nice. Got all of a lot of the primer off. It was on there. Got a little bit here to get off, and then right down in this corner. Even though these do have body rot, I do have brand new replacement panels for these from Vintage Ford in Sacramento. So they've been sitting on my shelf for years. So I've just never welded them in. So this trash area, which they all seem to get, the running boards over the years just accumulate water and it goes down to this area. It's the reinforced steel and they'll work really well. Once those are burned in, I hope the next owner is able to do that and get those burned in and taken care of. There's got all the Bondo off of the top. There's surface Bondo like right here. I'll end up taking this down to bare metal as well. And then I'll get some VHT. I've got some coming beginning of next month, and I'll spray all of the exposed sheet metal so that hopefully it'll look like this. Really, really like the way this turned out. It's almost a suede look. And then it revealed a little bit of the green here on the cab, and then as you can see there's some on the door as well here, and the back of the cab right here. This is one of the reasons I started taking the yellow off. There are all these little, look like they were bubbles at one, not really fish eyes, but they were bubbles at one point, or over the years they've formed. And the top of the cab, which you can see up here, they're pretty bad. So I just figured I'd take it back, make it look more like a complete project, and all back to one color that I can. I'm gonna have to take, looks like there's some Bondo my dad started working on back here, and then it just kind of is there. So I'll take that off. I can see there is green underneath here. So yeah, anyway, moving forward, if someone hits me up this week and wants to buy him, then we'll move forward. If not, then I will just keep working on him and until somebody wants to pick him up and make him their project and their baby, and hopefully get him on the road and move him forward. He does run and drive, but needs electrical, needs new wiring harness put in, and yeah, I'd put larger wheels in the back, either Ford 9 or Explorer rear end in him, and I would definitely put in, CPP has a Mustang 2 for these 52 Fords kit that comes with the Power Master cylinder, disc brakes, the Mustang 2 weld-in front end. Yeah, it's a really good kit for about, I'm gonna say it, $3,200, something like that. So, anywho, have a great day, guys. We'll see you later. Until next time.